Satnam, I'm Angad Kaur, and in April we will have the 4th weekend module in the Level 1 Kundalini Yoga Aquarian Teacher Training. And it's going to be very special, the 4th module, because it will be in person. I've been very graced and blessed to teach the first 3 weekend modules online from my flat on the river in central London. But in April, the Russian team, which is a wonderful team of teachers and trainers, are going to be teaching the module that focuses on asana. And asana is one of the 8 limbs of yoga as identified by Patanjali. So we have many dimensions in Kundalini yoga practice. It's not only posture, but posture is really central to the practice. And we can think of posture in so many different ways as well, and working on many different things. And from the perspective of Hatha yoga, they look at posture in terms of holding the perfect posture. We don't look at posture in the same way through the lens of Kundalini yoga, but that doesn't mean to say we don't want to practice it and teach it as correctly as possible. Even just a fine retuning or adjustment can make an enormous difference to what actually happens to us when we are in the posture. So the weekend is going to be exploring posture from many different angles. We can think of what we say in England, issues in the tissues. You know, our muscular system also holds our psychology. It holds our beliefs. It can be that in a posture, say we've got 5 minutes of triangle pose, that the muscular system is holding this posture, and movements and shifts starts to happen in the posture. So it could almost be that we start feeling, oh my goodness, I'm having a breakdown. But actually what's happening is something is breaking down. And that can be the psychology that we have contracted into our muscular system, often like an armoring, an armoring against the world. And as yogis, our path is to keep coming back to Satnam, to come back to the heart frequency, to come back to the truth of what we really are. And the heart is a place of carefreeness, of openness, and it's vast. And to live fully in this place within us, we also need to be able to clear and cleanse and break down the old habits, the old psychology beliefs that we carry, all of the rules that we believe that we're meant to live by to be successful in life. We need to allow these to dissolve so that we can live in the carefree nature of our true essence. But from the perspective of our practice as well, we can think of how we in Kundalini Yoga focus a lot on Kriya. And Kriya is a sequence of postures that has a very deep intelligence as you move through the flow of a sequence. And then we can consider what kinds of warm-ups would be most beneficial to prepare ourselves to enter into the depth of a Kriya. But we can also think as well how at home we might not always in our own practice have time to do a full Kriya, and yet we know that the body needs to move. If we don't move, our lymphatic system isn't going to be working properly, which is part of our immune system. The lymphatic system doesn't have a pump like the heart. It's a fluid that only moves when we move, so we need to move. Also, it's good for the mind to move. It can get us out of being stuck in the mind to move the body. So there's many different reasons why it's recommended and highly beneficial for us to have our own practice each day, and that may change depending on how our life is at any particular day of the week and our time management and being householders. So even if we don't have time to do a full Kriya, doing some movement through postures, through asana, is going to be very beneficial for us. So the weekend will be exploring what's happening in a whole range of different postures, how to teach them, to instruct them to others, but also how to practice them so that they offer the optimum benefits for us as well. And to keep in mind that this physical body that we've been given, it's divine. It is a temple that is housing our soul. So it's enabling us also to get right into the relationship to our soul. Yogi Bhajan said the physical body is the best friend of the soul. The physical body, it's alive, it's dynamic. It communicates to us if we're listening, but it also deeply listens to our communication. So how we interact with our body, which is the center of our physical experience of life, but also the center of our experience of what it means to be human. This is a dynamic exchange that's happening with us on different levels between the mind, the body, and the spirit, all communicating together in this extraordinary creation that we have been given and the experience that we have here on earth. Something else that will be wonderful for the weekend is that there will be 2 Aquarian sadhanas on Saturday and Sunday mornings. It's a community practice of 2.5 hours, and as well as reading Japji, which really sets the vibrational frequency for the day, then there will be a Kriya, and then there will also be 62 minutes of chanting meditation. And it's an opportunity for the community to gather, to create a collective aura that brings balance and harmony. So a wonderful way to start the day. And whether or not you want to be a teacher, whether you've set that intention or whether it will simply happen for you, as it will if your destiny is written to share the technology. Anyway, we are all practitioners. So this can be a dive into asana on a new level for you if you are simply interested to know more about Kundalini Yoga and the kinds of postures that we practice and what the impact of them is. But if you're a teacher already, whether you're a teacher of Kundalini Yoga or you're a teacher of a different form of yoga, then this could also be a refresher weekend for you to, again, review posture through a new lens with a group who are going to be exploring it from many different angles. And we can think too how Kundalini Yoga is known as the yoga of angles and triangles. So you'll also be exploring, how when we change our angle in a posture, that can also change the angle of our mind, and how there are so many different triangles actually created in terms of the sacred geometry of the body, and how then the postures are also working with that for a particular effect and impact. So far too much to be able to share in a short video, but I pray that you will feel called to join the weekend. Whatever your interest in posture might be, I'm sure that you will also find many new gems and jewels to bring to your own practice and to also support you in your destiny of being able to support humanity through this extraordinary technology of Kundalini Yoga. Have a beautiful day, Sat Nam, and I look forward to seeing you soon.